Good morning and welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. Good to have you with us on this Thursday morning. We are zooming through this week. Got a great show lined up for you. It's Thursday Family Fun Day. We're also going to hear about some cool stuff our students have been doing. All that and more in the next half hour. My co-host Parrish Murphy joining me from the HCCTV studios. Good to see you, Parrish.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, Mr. Duplantis. A beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It is indeed. Beautiful day out there. A bit warm, though. I don't know. It's going to be Christmas soon.
Humid. It's Houston weather, but I'll take it other than snow on the East Coast.
I don't know. It's going to be 83 today. I don't know about snow, but give me some cooler weather.
Wear some short sleeves, man. Get some AC. Yeah. That's Houston.
I have it on. Trust me. Believe me. Hey, we want to thank everyone, Parrish, for watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. You can catch us just about every morning when HCC is in session. And Parrish, they can also always find us in social media and on HCCTV.
Absolutely. We're on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, and we're also on, of course, Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and we're also on HCCTV Monday through Friday, noon, 5 and 10 p.m.
For your viewing pleasure. Three times a day, Parrish. So they can see you 3 times a day.
How about that?
On Thursday.
It's worth people to see.
All right, Parrish, stick around because you're going to be interviewing this next guest. It's Thursday's Family Fun Day and the holidays. We are revisiting a cafe that offers exceptional food by exceptional people. Kate Johnson-Patagoc is joining us right now. She's the Director of Specialized Services with the Texana Center and Texana Café. Kate, thank you for being here.
It's great to be here today.
All right, we're looking forward to hearing all about the Texana Center and Cafe. Stick around. Parrish will be with you in about 10 minutes. Okay, we're going to kick things off right now. We've got a professor, HCC Digital Arts and Photography professor, Bennie Flores Ansell. Bennie, welcome to the show, and congrats on a big show yesterday. Your students showcased their wearable shoes for finals. And you also been working on a project with Ruben Duran. Tell us about that.
Yes, thank you. Thanks so much for having me on. So I teach digital media, and I've been working with Ruben probably since the fall of 2016 when we HCC Central started working with virtual reality. And it all started out in a little conference room in the San Jacinto building. And slowly from there, my students would go and work as the XR lab came in, and then now the Reality Co-Lab. And after the spring semester of last year, I would just do one assignment, and they only got to dabble in it for about 2 or 3 weeks. And they were all so very pumped and just excited about it that I told Ruben after one class, they need more time in here. So I decided to change my syllabus. So the first 8 weeks of my digital media class is Photoshop. And then the last 8 weeks this semester was virtual reality. And it was just, it just blew our minds what the students were able to do. I think it was also the class. You know how you have those certain classes that everybody mixes well together, they support one another, they collaborate together.
Yeah.
And it just exceeded our expectations. And the work is proof to that.
And you got your students been working on some 3D shoes, and people think 3D shoes, that's really the future. No, it's now. If you look at Nike, Adidas, they all have shoes that are printed right now that are very popular. And I've got to admit, also very costly as well when you buy them out there. How was that project for your students? I mean, that's practical reality as well as XR as well.
Absolutely. I think people don't think of fashion, like even our clothing, as being 3-dimensional. And I think there are now 3-dimensional like knitting machines so that there's no seam. And the students this semester learned gravity sketch. So think of drawing, but you're drawing in 3 dimensions. So you're able to make the soul. It doesn't have to have perspective. It's there. It actually exists in front of you. So I think that was important for me too. Not that they only work in virtual reality, but that they got it out of the machine and into a tangible object. So it was really exciting to see what the students came up with. Ruben and I decided, though, next semester when we do this again, because we're doing it again, It was so great. That will move the shoe project up a little bit because we needed more time for them to print the shoes, because some of the shoes would take 4 days to print.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah, those printable shoes are pretty cool. Tell us some more about Gravity Sketch and how that works exactly.
So Gravity Sketch is a software that our college has, and there is an element in there where they can collaborate together. So I had several students that had Oculus headsets, and when they were at home working, they could work with one another on a group project for class. And then they could also share what they were working on with another student when they're working with the shoes in Gravity Sketch to say, hey, could you come take a look at this? How does this look? So it's a really wonderful program that, I think there has to be a shift, in our thinking. I think in my teaching as well, going from Photoshop to this, to think in 3 dimensions and to teach them how to create in 3 dimensions. Is pretty amazing and spectacular and kind of wild that we can do it.
Now, I also read in my notes somewhere that about a VR environment being based on a surrealist painting. What is that all about?
So I ended the Photoshop sort of segment of my class. They would look at a surrealist painting. And we have the Menil collection here. So I encourage them to go and look and pick out a surrealist painting that then they would make a surrealist collage out of using the Photoshop tools. So I thought this would be a good sort of transition into VR. So instead of just throwing them into VR, I had them work in groups of 4 and 3, and they decided on the painting or the art piece that they wanted to emulate within the space, but they created, a room of a surrealist environment. And it was pretty spectacular. And then they all said they were grateful that they started off with a group project, because then they could help one another and teach one another too.
And they created an exhibition with this. It sounds like a gallery you had them create.
Yeah. So digital media is a core class, and in that they have to do a social justice assignment, a social responsibility assignment. So again, I put them in groups, and Ruben Duran, who is my partner in crime in all of this, and I couldn't do this part of my class without him and the support of the lab techs, created a VR virtual reality gallery. So they were all able to go in and populate this gallery. And same thing, they experimented with AI, thinking about their social responsibility topics. They made AI work. And then they also referred back to art historical works that were based on their social responsibility topic. And then they were able to import a 3D self-portrait of themselves that could stand by their work. And then they imported their shoes into the gallery. So there's a wall with each of their names and their shoe design. So it was a pretty amazing thing that if you have the link to it, you can go and check out what they made.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Can anyone check out this virtual gallery of theirs and take a look at the shoes and their works?
Yes, absolutely. And it's all online. So I'll share the link with you, and people can definitely check it out.
We'll put that link in our social media post after the show. Now, was this the first time many of your students had a chance to work with VR?
Absolutely. Every single student. Maybe one had played around like in a video game on a VR headset. I think it was a pretty special experience. Ruben and I were talking about some of the students were so engaged, they would come to class early. And some of them would stay after and work later. And it was just like, and yesterday, some of the students said after the class was over, I don't want to leave. And it was, that felt really good to both of us that they were very engaged. And again, I think it was a very special group of students, because Ruben was talking about sometimes students in the VR lab, they just feel like they're doing an assignment. But here, I think it really meant something to them. And then I think they saw the application of this in their futures. So I wanted to explain that this is just a starting point. You guys can take this even further. And some of you may get jobs where you're utilizing virtual reality.
Well, I was going to ask, this is obviously going to be monumental for their career with this experience they learned with you guys, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, it's happening in interior design. It's happening in fashion. art, just real estate, right? So if I want to buy a house in Italy, I could do a virtual reality tour just on my computer here in Houston. It's pretty wild.
Going back to these 3D printed shoes, are these actual shoes that they can wear? Do they hold up? Are they printed with materials that are wearable? How does that work? Or are they mainly for show, for design, like a first knockoff so that people can look at them?
So good question. So I think because of the time, and again, this was our first go round, and I would joke with my students. They would say, "We're the guinea pigs because this is the first time you've taught this and that it's ever been taught." And I'm like, "No, you're the trailblazers." So, yeah. So think of it that way. And again, because of the time, we opted to print some of the shoes like 4 inches, a little bit smaller,
right?
But some of them we printed large, and we were using a PA flexible filament that I think is not as good as we found out as a resin flexible filament that would probably be more comfortable. So a couple of the students did try on their shoes. It was a little stiff. Yeah. So I think next time we'll know which material to print in. But it was pretty spectacular how conceptual some of them got. One student was thinking about it also as making it like a stamp that she could put paint in, or that like if you were to wear the shoe on the beach, it would spell out Pisces on the bottom, and then she did that backwards so then you could read the word, and then she made like fish scales along the side of it. So it was just
so cool. It
was really cool. Yeah, just how far they took the
Okay, so I got a practical experiment for you guys for the future. I'm a runner. Let's create a running shoe for your class. I'll run in them, and then it will be their project. How about that? We'll think about that.
Next semester, we'll do this. Okay, April 2023. Let's do it.
All right, I'm all there. We appreciate you joining here. Bennie, Flores, Ansell, you are teaching our students an invaluable resource that they're going to use for the rest of their lives. She's with the HCC Digital Arts and Photography Department. We're going to have all the links in our social media post after the show. We wish you the best of luck, and thanks for joining us this morning.
All right, thank you so much for having me on.
All right, I'm going to turn things over to Parrish, and Parrish, you're going to take us out to the Texana Center and Cafe. Take it away.
Absolutely. Man, that was absolutely awesome. Great work that Bennie's doing over there. I have the pleasure of speaking with Miss Kate Johnson-Patagoc. She is the Director of Specialized Services for Texana Center, which runs Texana Café. How you doing, Kate?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on today.
Absolutely. Now, welcome to the show, of course. Let's begin with the entire mission of the Texana Café, because some people might not know about it.
So Texana Cafe's mission is to serve delicious food, but created by people, neurodiverse backgrounds that we train on all the restaurant and retail skills so that they can go on and get a job at and competitive employment on the community, wherever they want to work in the future.
Creating a job and eating, that's a good combination. Now, how long has the Texana Cafe been in business?
So we had our soft opening just exactly 1 year ago in December. And so it's our 1 year anniversary. And during that time, we've already trained 18 interns with neurodiversity that have been through our cafe. We have 8 that have graduated, and we have 10 that are currently employed and still engaged in training. And they get jobs at, a recent graduate got a job at Tim Hortons. So they're doing really well, learning great things. And also, if you come to eat here, we have delicious food.
Great. Now, what do you guys serve? Speaking of food, what do you guys serve at Texana Cafe?
We have a variety of sandwiches. Some of the favorites are, everybody loves our BLT. It's really scrumptious and really rich. Homemade chicken salad. We have some great winter-themed beverages right now, like our peppermint latte and caramel hot chocolate. Also, we're really famous for all our sweet treats, especially our chocolate chip M&M cookies. But we have a bunch of specialty sweet treats for the holidays, like snowballs that are Rice Krispie peanut butter on the inside and dipped in white chocolate.
Okay. You had me at hot caramel chocolate, hot chocolate. I just want you to know that. That sounds so good.
And all of our food and sweet treats is made by our wonderful interns. We have some cafe coordinators that train the interns on these skills, and they just learn so many things. We have a great latte machine that's a big, cappuccino espresso machine, and all of our interns learn how to operate that, and our point of sale device. There's just so many things you can learn when working in a restaurant setting.
That is awesome. Now, what made you guys come up with this particular business concept, combining great food along with trying to get a job?
So Texana Center specializes in helping people with intellectual disabilities or autism and other neurodiversity. And we just saw a big need for, once people graduated from high school, there's people that have autism or intellectual disability are really underemployed. And there's a lack of training facilities or opportunities for people. So we surveyed our clientele and asked what type of jobs they were interested in and what type of skills they wanted. And this was one of the areas that people expressed a lot of interest. We do also teach classes in other areas at our same Texana Café location, such as computer skills and social skills. We've taught a culinary class, and then also, it's not all just work. So we have, last summer we had an art class, and then year round we're doing a dance class with the help of Cookie Joe's Dancing School.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's a lot
awesome.
of fun. People are learning all
There's
kinds
a lot of stuff going on
Yeah.
a lot of stuff going on at the cafe. Now, do you guys have any special events coming up anytime soon?
Yes, this Saturday we have what we're calling our Family Fun Day, December 10th, and that is from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're going to have yard games, bounce houses, face painting, in addition to being open on a Saturday. Normally we're open Monday through Friday from 8 till 3. But our fans and our customers are always asking, why aren't you open on Saturdays? Normally, we're not open on Saturdays because we're a training facility. But based on popular demand, we decided to have a family fun day this Saturday. And we hope everybody comes out and it tries our food.
Great. Now, you said you guys do a lot of training. What type of occupational training do you guys do? Just, is it job specific, or is it just something that's kind of in general?
So in the cafe, we train on all of the restaurant and retail skills. All of our interns do the sandwich making, the cappuccino making, the restaurant point of sale device, serving people. But we also do training throughout Texana, just helping people with whatever their, if they have some goals in life that they need to achieve. And sometimes it is around social skills, and sometimes it's around just being more successful in their life, whatever they're doing. So you name it, we do it at Texana.
Great. Now, where did you come up with the name, the Texana Center?
That is a good question. It was actually our 20th anniversary recently for Texana Center. I think we're on 21 now. But it was a merger of two different community centers and that came together to create Texana Center. I'm not sure of the origin of the name, but it definitely is a name that's getting more and more known in the community. We're kind of a best kept secret. You don't know about us until you meet us, but once you meet us, then you're very familiar with Texana Center.
That's great. Now, where are you guys located?
We are in our Texana Café is in Fulshire. It is 7441 FM 359 in Fulshire. So if you've ever been out to Fulshire, it's not that hard to get to anymore. The West Park Tollway takes you straight out to us, and then you just go north on the past the historic downtown by about 1 mile, and that's where we're located.
Okay, great. Now, what are your future plans for the cafe? Where do you want this to go? Obviously, you guys are doing good work. You're educating folks and feed them really good with great food. Where do you want this to go in the future?
So we actually have our first building on a plot of land where we intend to build a second building. In our first building, we have the Texana Café in the front. And in the back, we have a separate entrance where you can come for adult classes, but we also have a children's center for autism there. And the children get one-to-one applied behavior analysis therapy. And we have 2 small classrooms within this little building. And so our goal is to have the larger building built behind us for the Children's Center for Autism. And then we can expand our training facilities for adults into this entire building.
That is absolutely awesome. Thank you, Kate. Her name is Kate Johnson-Patagoc. She is Director of Specialized Services for Texana Center, which runs the Texana Café. We'll have more information in our post on her and the Texana Café in our post after the show. Thank you so much. Pleasure meeting you, Kate.
Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure meeting you.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you both. We've got some news and announcements to wrap up the show. First off, there's a Media Arts Student Showcase for fall 2022 students. This end of the semester compilation screening of student projects include filmmaking, audio recording, technology, and music business programs. Happens 6 to 9 p.m. This Saturday, December the 10th. Of course, it's free. It's at HCC's Northwest Spring Branch Performing Arts Center. Registration's not necessary, and we'll have a link in our post after the show for more information. And Dr. Donna Davis is back at it with another training series, Parrish.
One of our favorite people, Dr. Didi, Dr. Donna Davis, the DEI officer, is hosting another WebEx professional development training and certificate program series with a morning and an evening session. The title of both of them are Interrupting Unconscious Bias. The morning session happens 10:30 a.m. to noon, Tuesday, December the 13th on WebEx. The afternoon session is 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m., also on Tuesday, December the 13th on WebEx as well. We'll have more information in our post after the show on registration for the show.
Okay, think like an entrepreneur. HCC's MBDA Pandemic Recovery Center is hosting a thought-provoking workshop to explore the mindset of successful entrepreneurs. David Regenbaum, HCC's entrepreneur in residence, will discuss how to plan a new venture, transition from side hustle to a full-time entrepreneur, or enhance your existing career. It happens from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. next Wednesday, December the 14th. It's in Zoom. Of course, it's free. We'll have a link in our post after the show on how you can register for the event. And the convocation is quickly approaching. We'll be back from the break, and bam, convocation's here.
Save the date for convocation in January. Next spring's convocation will be in person, so save the date. It's Friday, January the 13th to 2023. Wow, 2023. Friday, January 13th, 2023. It's going to happen in University of Houston Fertitta Center, and registration and light refreshments will be served from 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. The program starts at 10 a.m. Check your emails to register or go to hccs.edu. That's hccs.edu.
Okay, reach financial aid during winter break. Just because we're going off on break doesn't mean that our financial aid department won't be here to help our students. Students can connect with financial aid virtually during limited hours over the holiday break, which will be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. December the 19th through the 22nd and December 26th through the 29th. Check the district Facebook page or the QR code with more details. Also, you can always go to the virtual lobby. There's always going to be people there to help during the break. They're going to have some limited hours, but they will be there to help you out and make sure you get registered, because, Parrish, registration for 2023 is underway right now.
Absolutely. Spring registration 2023 is now open with a winter mini session. HCC offers multiple spring sessions as well as a winter mini session. The spring course schedule has in-person and online courses with start dates starting from December 2022 to April 2023. Our options still remain the same: online anytime, online on the schedule, hybrid, in-person, or hybrid lab. To learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, go to hccs.edu/apply. That is hccs.edu/apply.
So the countdown has begun, Parrish. We got one more day, then the weekend. And we come back next week. Then we come back for a crazy Monday. We're going to call the last day before winter break Crazy Monday, because you're crazy if you think everybody's going to be here. People are going to be taking vacation, going to be calling in, working remotely, defrosting the turkeys. All that's happening on the last Monday before we go on break. But tomorrow is Friday. It's Film Friday, and we'll have a student success story from our filmmaking program. And Nathan Smith returns to the show talking about open educational resources, also known as zero-cost textbooks. He'll be here to talk about a book that he has just written. All that and more tomorrow on the show. Parrish, you're back next week, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
Well, I'll
sir.
be here
I will
tomorrow.
be back next week, bringing down the property value.
Yeah, there you go. And Sade will be here tomorrow for the show. So she'll be hosting the show for Film Friday. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you live tomorrow at 10 a.m.